Good, good, good. Man, what up, man? Man, I ain't doing much. Just tapping in to see what was up with y'all, man. It's Monday morning again. Another week. Another week. Though we're grateful for every day. You know what I'm saying? We're grateful for every day. Monday's never been popular. But it's back to the job, back to the grind. You know what I'm saying? I'm in here, man. Just tapping in with y'all early morning. You know what I'm saying? I want to start back doing the ride alongs, but I gotta find some type of mount. I don't know why I can't find a suitable mount for this thing here. What is this? There's some new. I did an update. There's some new features going on over here. What's up with this? Okay, what is this here? Oh no. Oh okay. But anyway, what up, man? At work. Mondays is 5 a.m. arrival time, but I get to leave earlier, so the countdown has begun early. I'm chilling, man, up here. So anyway, back on Monday morning, man. Back on Monday morning. Another weekend in the books. What y'all got going on? Kind of cold too today, man. It's cold as hell. You know. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Ah, hell of a weekend. Hell of a weekend, man. So anyway, last time I talked to y'all, I was in Quakertown, in the country, PA. Went out there, trained at a site, so I'm supposed to train at this other site this week. These people got contracts all over. So, when the jobs, open shifts pop up on the app, if you trained over there, you accept that joint and you go right through there. So I'm trying to train at least as many places as I can. So this the year to stack. We stacking money this year. You know what I'm saying? Getting the hell on. Get on like you've been shit on. Man, what's that? Something on my nose? I don't want to think I'm doing powder on here. This ain't the powder channel. I don't do no powder. You know what I'm saying? Thought I saw something. Nah, it's me tripping. Hit the like button, man. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel, man. It's the For the Real Only channel. Interviews, got a cooking show. We got lives. And you know what I'm saying? We gonna talk some shit on a nigga if need be. And you know what I'm saying? This is it, man. This is the variety show channel. You know what I'm saying? You know. So yeah, I got some. Hopefully this interview works out. I got something real special in store. Hopefully. Oh, and we promote up and coming artists here too. Up and coming hip hop artists, R&B artists, whatever, man. Anybody on like pushing for something, man. In the world of arts, we about the arts over here. I'm a creative, and I'm about highlighting and showcasing other creatives. You know what I'm saying? People that got stuff going on. You know. So what's up, man? Everybody, you bring your funky ass in here. You know what I'm saying? On some early morning shit. Brush your teeth and everything too, though. You know what I'm saying? Don't just come on here raw like that. We don't play that. This ain't the Come On Here Raw channel. Come on here with your mouth smelling. You know what I'm saying? You know. Hit the like button. And anybody, y'all ain't gonna hit the like button. Y'all just gonna sit here. Damn, everybody jumping in here this so far. What's going on? Y'all, where y'all going to work? I'm at work. In this damn plant. Easy money Mondays. Easy money every day. You know what I'm saying? You know. Got the water on deck. 25 people in the chat. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Y'all running through here on me. Yeah. So what you looking at right now, you looking at a fucking YouTube demon right now. demon time. You know what I'm saying? You looking at a real one, a YouTube demon, a fucking uh, real life ditch digger on this internet. Ah! Yeah, you sitting there, you looking at all this, you get all this, man. This is a package deal. You know, there's females, and you see, look at this, look at these features, look at this, look at this. You know what I'm saying? Eat your fucking heart out. Yeah, yeah. We bought some money too, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we getting ready to do it. Hey, yo, subscribe to the channel if any of y'all ain't subscribed, cause we got some stuff coming up. We gonna do a giveaway too soon. You know what I'm saying? We give y'all a couple. You know what I'm saying? What else we got in here? You know, there go a nerd in this motherfucker. They go a nerd. Oh, these some 20s. These some 20s. We gonna do a giveaway soon for the people on the membership. We got a couple people joining the membership now. So yeah, man, do the super chat, do the membership. What else? Y'all get the point. I ain't finna keep digging this shit. But yeah, man, join the membership, man. Super chat, whatever. So we got an interview coming up. Hopefully it work out with a fairly well known artist. Hopefully it's looking like, you know what I'm saying. I'm try to finesse something. You know what I'm saying. As you can see, you could go check out the For the Real Only video with the red thumbnail. If any of y'all new and don't know what this channel was about in the past 8-9 months or whatever, it was kind of a whole little thing where we got sidetracked. But you know what I'm saying, that'll give you a glimpse of what's already on here. Some of that stuff is legendary and has been moved over to the members only section. But we trying to give a little something different this year, moving forward. You know what I'm saying? So I've been behind the scenes planning on some Pinky and the Brain mad scientist shit. So damn. Every damn card and everything that came up out of this motherfucking. I hate that, man. But anyway, man. So yeah, stay tuned, stay tapped in. You know what I'm saying? This is my early morning live. I came to tap in with the people, talk to some new people, and have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my use of profanity. I'm working on that. I gotta stop doing that. But man, I'm tired of damn people in this world and they sense of entitlement. People, these people out here feel like they entitled to you. They feel like they, you know what I'm saying, like they running shit. Like you don't run nothing in my life at all, and you get what I give you. You know what I'm saying? I get tired of I get tired of doing for people. I done too much. I done gave enough. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm so blessed. I done my time. But man, these people out here, man, people will how you going blatantly, right? How you going blatantly say if I say, hey, let's just say you thirsty, and I say, hey, I got a pitcher of tea here, iced tea. You know what I'm saying? But you hungry too. So it's just like the iced tea just ain't good enough for you though. But so I got a feeling that this iced tea ain't good enough for you because you ain't responding, and I know you thirsty, but you ain't responding. So then I bring up something about food, and all of a sudden you just, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hold on, man. Like, oh, so now that there's something extra in it for you, it's a benefit. Now you fucking with it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the type of person, you know what I'm saying? I can't even let you win like that. So I'm like, nah. Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, I'm about to do this right here. You know, we gonna throw you off. This to throw a nigga off year right here. We throwing motherfuckers off. We throwing off begging motherfuckers, and we throwing off users. We throwing off people with agendas, just not good ain't no good, ain't shit motherfuckers. That's what we throwing these motherfuckers off in 2024. You know what I'm saying? I've been started for one, so I'm just letting y'all know how I feel. This is my report. I still deal with it. I still got people that just can't let go of what was. You know what I'm saying? Like when you look out for people and you got a good heart and a good soul and you giving, people don't take that, and that's a blessing to have people like that in your life. People don't take that like that though. What they do is they try to take advantage. You know what I'm saying? So when you stop people, I stopped allowing people to take advantage in 2022, and my popularity seems to have declined, but I'm here for it. But it bought me more peace, and it definitely kept more money in my pocket, and it definitely kept me out of BS. So everybody has vanished, but it's a couple clingers on that keep coming trying to test the water. Like, let me see now. Oh no, it still ain't. It ain't what it was. You know what I'm saying? That's how I know it ain't no another me in your life. You'll never find nobody like me. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm a rare breed. I'm a good person. You can't find people like me every day, man. I'm hard to find. You know what I'm saying? So I know the fact that you keep coming back trying to feel around, ain't nobody in your life. Nobody never gave a fuck about you. I'm the only one gave a fuck about you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing. I try to live my life in the sight of what the higher power thing in the creator and the universe. So I like to get back what I put out. So, I try to show love because I want love back. I try to help because I want help back if I should need help. I try to, you know what I'm saying? I try to bring this thing full circle. So I know it ain't a bad thing, but hey, can't do it no more, man. Can't do it no more. You motherfuckers still ain't said a word in here. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. Ain't nobody hit the like button. So this is either haters or, kids. I know the kids running through here a few months ago. You know what I'm saying? This ain't the Mickey Mouse Club channel. Y'all know too. Y'all know how I operate. That's why I know some of y'all in here. That's why y'all ain't saying nothing. Yeah, these kids. Sometimes you come on this Facebook. I mean, YouTube Live. It be kids flooding the joint out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know me. Y'all learned a few. We see it. The wrench people with the wrenches ain't in here though. Right now, if they is, they ain't saying nothing. But y'all know. Y'all know not to get it started up in here. Look how the numbers just went down. That's what was in here. Yeah, yeah. But thank you for your view. You will contribute to views on this channel. This ain't like StreamYard where YouTube won't count them. Like, YouTube gonna show. So y'all just contributed to the view count in here. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? They didn't like when I said that. Well, screw you. Well, screw you too, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I cuss everybody out in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I cuss everybody out. I'm with the shits this morning. I woke up and chose violence. You know what I'm saying? I woke up and chose violence. Let me open my. I got this big ass Deer Park. I'm thirsty. I woke up and chose violence. Yeah, man. We see a lot going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? But through it all, man, through it all, no matter what's going on out here, we got to remain good, decent human beings and individuals, bro. I ain't here to preach, but you know what I'm saying? You can't move and act any kind of way. I don't give a damn what's going on or what people doing. You know what I'm saying? You got to maintain some level of decency out here. And this is a decency channel until a motherfucker get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I do. So, like I said, we here once again, 14 minutes in. You know what I'm saying? I'm still filling out the crowd. I'm seeing who popping in here. Something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who in here right now. Any wrenches out there? Because I got a feeling. I got the feeling. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Baby, baby, I got the feeling. Yeah, man. So we got the Super Bowl coming up. Who's everybody going for? You know what I'm saying? Who's the underdog? I got this thing about underdog because motherfuckers my whole life try to count me out and I always win on their ass. You know what I'm saying? So I got this thing for the underdog. You know what I'm saying? My story, that's my story, the underdog story. Whoever the underdog, that's who I'm rooting for. I can care less. It ain't the New England Patriots really who win, but I like to see the underdog win. So out of this whole little Final Four and all that, I would have liked to have seen Detroit, over anybody win. That would have been great for their city. They need some, you know what I'm saying? They need some hustle behind his muscle. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, yeah, Super Bowl coming up. Oh, that didn't work neither. Y'all still ain't saying nothing. Now I know there's some damn bots, cause if it was any of my people here with the rich, they love to talk about football. They would have said something. You know what I'm saying? So now I know it's some undesirables around here, or they just popped up to talk about drama. See, right now I could switch to shit right now, and I don't know who or what YouTube be doing, but right now I can start just talking shit about people and going in on people, and these numbers will go up in a second. You know what I'm saying? But just regular conversation, you seem to not like that. You know what I'm saying? Whoever in here, so ain't no riches in here, ain't no for the real only fam in here. You know, it's a motherfucker sitting watching me on the phone early in the morning, jacking off. That be my belief. When you sit there and you quiet, you be jacking off. Don't sit and watch no man on the phone. Bunch of jack off artists. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Get you some money. Get you some money. I'm gonna come on here. You come on here and watch me. I'll berate you, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? You kiss my ass. Put your lips where the sun don't exist. Yes, sir. You sure can. Sure can. Ask a black dude. Oh, I was watching some shit on YouTube about Paul Mooney. Paul Mooney is a damn fool. And they was saying he molested Richard Pryor's son. Huh. What the fuck was that noise? Oh, hell no. Let me go do something. 'Cause I don't like that. Y'all heard that shit say BOOM! It probably didn't sound that loud to y'all, but I don't smell no smoke, no gas. As long as the. Okay, seems like everything is okay. These motherfuckers don't even be okay. They gonna fuck around. I smell some gas in this bitch. I'm gonna get gone. Excuse me. Yeah, man, but I don't know what motherfuckers be doing in here over the weekend. Playing and shit. We ain't got time to be playing. Well, we going on a smoke break. Daylight's coming, it's time to go home. I wish. Yes, sir. Early morning. Hmm. Damn, where my lighter at? Early morning chat. Yeah, man. Whatever you do, a lot of times it seems like Monday be a challenge. Sometimes Mondays is a challenge, especially if you off on the weekend when you got to go back and start all the way over. I might have said this before. Hold up. Damn. Mondays is a challenge. When you get to hump day and all that, it becomes easier. You know what I'm saying? So don't let the Monday get you all bent out of shape. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, you know, we don't want to work, but we ain't rich. You know what I'm saying? So we got to go in to our place of employment and make it do what it do. A lot of times that Monday be nerve wracking. She's like, I got to see these motherfuckers. I got to deal with these motherfuckers. I got to talk to these motherfuckers. I got to listen to this shit. I got to do that, do this. You know what I'm saying? But it's all a part of the game, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you can come in here, you could brave through that beginning of that week. You know what I'm saying? Once you make it to that hump day, it fly from there, especially Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know what I'm saying? But this winter moving through pretty fast. So y'all about to see me moving around, cause soon as the weather break around this motherfucker, I'm about to start riding out again. So we gonna be going out. I need coverage. I don't know who covering. Come on, man. This motherfucker, he don't even try to find nobody to cover his shift. Oh, I can't come in today, thanks. I don't know who covering it, cause I ain't covering it. If I stay, I ain't coming in tomorrow morning. So that's the trade-off. Fuck it. But yeah, if you could brave through these beginning of the weeks, man. Them be the most trying times of the week to hit reset. You know, you're gonna have to do that several times in life. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I've been looking for another gig, man. Well, side gig, but in my quest for the side gig, shit, if you know, about opportunity. We all about opportunities around here. I already got a side gig for those of you who don't know that be checking in. I got another job. That's who I started with. And I got another job. They both kind of the same thing. Like I said, they get contracts all over the states, PA, all over New Jersey, PA, up in and you know, you can both of them got an app, and you can tap in on the app, and when shifts is needed, openings is needed, they be like, okay, boom, they post it up on the app, and if you train there, you can take it. But the thing with that is that those people, I just been on their books forever, so I'm worth more than I was in 2017 and 18. So that's why I'm looking for a side gig, because they ain't gonna pay me what I'm worth. Now, if I get a whole other side gig, now it's a whole other ball game, because that resume look different. You know what I'm saying? It's experience now under my belt in this shit. You know? Man, it's cold out here. Cold as wet, dog. So yeah, what I was talking about the what's going on in the world, man. Like, particularly I've been looking at the music thing. It's a whole little controversy taking place with one of my favorite artists, which is Mos Def or Yasin Bey, and I guess he made a remark that he didn't feel like Drake was like real hip hop um, type. Drake is a pop artist. Drake has made some songs that I like, and but Mos Def one of my favorite artists, favorite rappers, multi-talented, you know, eclectic. He always was like that when he first came around. You know what I'm saying? He's something different. But did they pop up with him? And I'm thinking it's Photoshop. I'm on Doggy Diamonds. Doggy Diamonds posted said this real hip hop, and Mos Def had on some thigh high looking fucking leather platform boots, and had on a looked like a kilt or some shit. I don't know what he had on, some type of shit. And then he had on a silver uh, leather jacket or nylon, whatever the hell it was, with some yellow stripes down the side, and the kilt was blue and red. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking, I'm like, damn, why he dressed like that? I ain't never seen him dressed like that. It's like Kanye or these young rappers. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, especially on the heels of this whole little controversy of what you talk about real hip hop is, and then he had on that. So that was disappointing. So I'm in there, they like, somebody like, this real? So I comment no. And then Doggy come behind me like, how? It's on his Instagram. I'm like, nah. I had to go check, and sure enough, I was like, oh hell no. I don't know what who is this? I don't know what the money. I don't think Mos Def is super rich, but he should have earned enough, done enough in his career to where he should be earning residuals, shows, royalties, from TV and music. You know what I'm saying? He an actor too. So when I see stuff like this, I'm like, I don't know what this industry, the entertainment industry in particular, do to these people. What Buddy do to these people? You know what I'm saying? To where they just, why when people get money, they start dressing weird. I always wondered that. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like when the money come, just all the weird shit come behind it. Cause he damn sure had on some tall leather boots. And them shits was platforms. There ain't no mistake about it. The sole of them motherfuckers was quite thick. You know what I'm saying? And he had on some kilt looking shit. Somebody in the comments said that's a Muslim garb. I just don't believe that. Who wears that up under a silver jacket with yellow stripes on the side and some tall leather boots? So I was disappointed in his outfit choice. He be forever limited to jeans and hoodies and V-neck shirts. In this era, tight, skinny jeans, Timberlands, and everything else. Should we have to forever be bound by that? Are we allowed some room to experiment at least? How much is good? Should it just be anything goes? Anything you want to do? You have that right and freedom, right? Or should some type of boundaries be established? So even though I don't agree with it, like it's like, I don't know, what do y'all think? Since you here, what do y'all think? Man, leave that man alone, let him wear whatever he wanna wear. Or nah, that's a little extra. Especially being what you just said. You know what I'm saying? Cause that you ain't real hip hop conversation, that goes beyond just the type of music you make, or but it does extend to how you dress, because like we stated before, like that's a part of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Country music motherfuckers don't dress like people do in hip hop. Rock music people don't dress like people do in hip hop. It's really borrowed from our culture, black culture, really. You know what I'm saying? But the hip hop people dress a certain way. You know what I'm saying? So if you say this man ain't real hip hop, uh, and then you wear a dress or a skirt or some thigh high boots, you know what I'm saying? But fashion to me is weird anyway these days. I don't wear none of it, man. I don't care. I could be you call me old or whatever. I ain't never finna wear no platforms. That ain't gonna never be popping. I don't give a fuck how much money I get. That will never be my thing. But something about that money and being in the entertainment industry have people just doing anything. 708. Motherfuckers be doing anything, bro. So, and Mos Def kind of quiet about it. I don't expect him to respond. You know what I'm saying? But man, that whole little gang over there been taking a beating lately. They seem like they want to give Chappelle a beating because he disagreed with Cat Williams. But you know, you can't fuck with Chappelle. Chappelle's self-made. You know what I'm saying? He can't be blackballed or you can't turn the people against Chappelle. Chappelle too ingrained. When he walked away from all that money, that solidified him. So you know, once you get to a certain point in the eyes of black folks, you can't do no wrong. So you know what I'm saying? That's why he could talk how he talk and say the stuff he say about the groups of people that he said about and still get away with it. You just can't do nothing about Chappelle. But they act like they want to come, and I say that whole little gang because you know who his biggest cohorts is in the world of entertainment is Mos Def, Talib Kweli. They got a podcast together. I think they still doing it. Chappelle, Mos Def, and Talib Kweli. And I would say a little further on down the trough, maybe the Roots. So these is his cohorts. So, you know, they stay on Talib Kweli head for the stuff he do on Instagram. He might be banned now because he, you know, a lot of controversial racial topics and remarks made by him. And it seems to be some little brewing controversy that's saying allegedly that Kweli has raped women behind the scenes. That's brewing. You can find that on YouTube. That ain't just me saying it, but that seems to be brewing. The first time I heard of it was probably 3 or 4 years ago, and it seems to be slowly but surely picking up steam behind the scenes. You know, anytime somebody speak out about racial injustice and stuff that's going on, you know what I'm saying? You know, stuff start coming their way. So I don't know if it's made up or it's the truth, but it's some undercurrent, it's something brewing saying that Talib Kweli has raped women. So you got that on the horizon with him. I don't know if it'll ever get super big, being that he's not a super big artist. He's known, but he's not super big. And then you got Mos Def under fire right now. Then you got Chappelle kind of semi. They trying to have him under fire right now. So I'm like, man, the whole little crew. Three people that I support. I support all of their art, man. You know. But should there be? I don't know. So you could kind of say the way people dress is a form of expression. So should that ever be limited? You know, and I want to say no, but I can't say no just because I don't be feeling it. But you know, that's them they clothes. You know what I'm saying? Them they clothes. But I don't agree with no thigh high boots and skirts and shit. You know what I'm saying? And you telling somebody who hip hop, he disappointed me with that a little bit. I ain't gonna hold you. I'm in the comments. This Most Def. It ain't no question. Motherfuckers say, "Oh, is this Photoshop?" And I got jump right in there. Yep, because I know he ain't put on nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I know beyond a shadow of a doubt he ain't wore nothing like that. Yep, it's Photoshop. No, it's on his Instagram. Hmm. Hmm. I went on that motherfucker. Boop. Yes, sir. It sure is. Yeah, you got on some thigh high boots. Well, let me stop saying that. I think they came up to like knee level, but that's high enough. But what get me the most is that, you know what I'm saying, they was platforms, and he had one to the side just on display, like he's showing you, look how thick that motherfucker is right there. That shit was pretty hefty. You know, there's a hefty amount of soul attached to the motherfuckers. SOLE. You know what I'm saying? So, and nothing matched. They don't think they got a match now neither. None of it matched. Whether they want to say it was a Muslim garb and he just had a jacket over it, but it looked like a skirt or a kilt. It was blue with red stripes. The jacket was silver and yellow, silver with yellow stripes. The boots looked like they was either a black or a dark, real dark, rusty brown color. This was couple days ago, a few days ago. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, you know, my man Mos Def, Yassine Bey. But yeah, check out that podcast though. Google that. It's supposed to be pretty good. You know what I'm saying? Dave Chappelle, Talib Kweli, and Mos Def. I still didn't hear their last album, man. Black Star, they came out with another album. I think this was like a year or two ago. They came out with another album. I still didn't hear it. I don't know how it is or what. But matter of fact, that might be a little something. I may need to check that out today. So yeah, if you remember that, they had a classic album around 1998. Mos Def and Talib Kweli, Art Black Star. Some of the highlights from that: Definition, one of my favorites, Redefinition, which to me contains one of the best verses in hip hop history. You know what I'm saying? From Mos Def on the second verse of Redefinition. What else was on there? Brown Skin Lady, Thieves in the Night, featuring Thieves in the Night was a good one. Respiration featuring Common. Classic album, man. 1, 2, 3, Mos Def and that was definitely a highlight of the late '90s. So moving on from them, check that out. Check out the new album too. What else going on in the rap world? And also, before I move on from this, everybody's weighing in on this again. Everybody get to have an opinion, but I feel like in hip hop, some people just be talking too much. We got to do something about Fat Joe. Fat Joe, I don't know who he think he is, but he is becoming a little too vocal in a mouthpiece, and I don't feel like he is accomplished enough or is a dope. Or Fat Joe is one of them people that has had hits, but to me isn't that talented, and people write his shit too. So of course he gonna feel some way and go to bat for Drake, cause Drake don't write and you don't write neither. And you talking about, oh, you found pun rhyme book? No, the hell you didn't. No, sir. Don't you ever say that. He offended me with that. But he one of them people that has had hits and ain't really all that talented. It's like somehow he found his way through. But he has become, I don't know if he got a podcast, because it's like every little thing that happened is Fat Joe chiming in on it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he just be going live or he got a show or what, but I don't fuck with Fat Joe anyway. But he gonna bring his ass in. But he one of them people that need to stop talking. Sometimes in hip hop, certain people try to position themselves as being a mouthpiece for hip hop or a mouthpiece for the black community or the mouthpiece for poor folks, and we just don't agree with it. Like we was always divided on Al Sharpton because he dirty enough as is, but that's on a more political scale. But as far as hip hop goes, sometimes these people try to self-appoint themselves as being some type of authority or someone to chime in on everything, like everything they say. Like, you know what I'm saying? We saw T.I. attempt to do that. T.I. tried to do that at one point, and he was coming, oh, I don't particularly think it. Get your stupid ass. As much shit as you be in, you don't say nothing about nothing. Hit the like button while y'all in here. Fat Joe talk about everybody. Right. And he semi racist to me anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Fat Joe always saying something. Like, bro, you ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? The Ti tried to position do that too, cause I remember Ti and Killer Mike. They seemed like they was hanging together around that time, so they both was kind of chiming in on everything. And I'm like, hold on, time out. Why are these the go-to people? So I don't know who sets these people in the black community, but it's always these people that come to the forefront and are like the spokespeople for us. And it's like who pointed them out and who said like anytime some type of injustice and one of us get done wrong by the police or one of these Karens or somebody out here and we lose our lives, they run and get this Ben Crump guy, and he's like the black attorney when something go wrong. And I don't feel like he's capable. I don't know if what his whether he working for a low price or for cheap or what type of thing he got worked out, but they run and get this dude and they never win the cases, but they run and get this guy and he don't even know how to articulate himself well on the news, and he don't win these cases, but he's appointed and put forth and hoisted up by somebody. So at this same time, I don't know whether they was doing this on their own, but somebody was hoisting up Killer Mike and Ti. I didn't have a problem with Killer Mike because Killer Mike was more intelligent and articulate and knew how to, talk about what was going on, backed up with statistical data and things of this nature. But Ti and Killer Mike done kept his hands clean. He just won 3 Grammys and got arrested for a misdemeanor last night. While we bringing him up, that's trending right now. He won 3 Grammys last night, and they arrested him leaving out the Grammys. They know they made a spectacle out of you on your night. You know what I'm saying? But whatever it was, they haven't said yet. But I don't know where they doing it or where. But like we got a tendency to hoist these people up. Fat Joe, clearly, I don't know who putting him as being an authority or somebody to talk about something, but he talking too much. And I'm at the point where I want to find out, do he got a show or do he got a live? Because I want to start watching it. I don't care if you do get mad. I'm going to say, hey, bro, you talk too much. Why don't you be quiet? You know what I'm saying? And stop trying to chime in on everything like you giving a hellified opinion out here that's making somebody, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's too many people like that. Mos Def, yeah, when he came out about Drake, because you heard Mos Def music in Ross. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but man, he still I don't know. He kind of shot himself in the foot though, cause with that whole conversation of hip hop was hip hop, and then now you can look at the way he dressed, cause the cornerstone of hip hop is originality. So he could be coming from that angle, I guess. Like, well, even though I wouldn't wear that, it's like, well, I'm being me, I'm being myself, I'm wearing what I want to wear. That could be where he coming from with it, originality. But you know what I'm saying? When you attach that word real in front of it and then wear that a couple days later, like it's like kind of working against you. I call Ben Crump clearly racist case with an employer, and his people referred me to some dude whom basically shooed me away. Right. Oh, okay. Oh, Ross the store. I'm wondering. I'm like, is she talking about Rick Ross? Like, did she say Rick Ross bit Mos Def? You mean Ross the store? So you heard Mos Def and Ross? Oh, that's yeah. Okay. I never heard Mos Def inside of nowhere, but that's cool. I probably would be there for that. But he not hip hop because his music plays in Target. Okay, now I didn't hear that part, but this conversation gets had numerous times a year. Somebody who's considered real hip hop will come out and say somebody ain't real hip hop. We got to stop saying someone is not real hip hop because of the success they had, because that's linked to popularity, pop. accessibility, reach. Them records got, being that it's Drake, he backed by a major label. Them records got more reach and they go farther beyond. You know what I'm saying? Where a Mos Def record would go. Mos Def record would work in the underground, things of that nature, with the real hip hop heads and everything like that. And a Drake record, so bruh, it's two different levels. There's no machine behind you. There's a machine behind him. Them records are gonna get placed in the highest of places. Commercials, you're gonna hear them in the store, hear them in the restaurant, and everything like that. Just because someone, I feel like Jay Z is real hip hop. I can say that about him based off of his track record. And you're gonna hear Jay Z records in places like that, in the highest and high of the places. So you got to stop looking at, because it's really like looking at the machine behind them and the success that they've achieved and the reach that they records got. So it's tied into success. So I feel like sometimes these dudes seem bitter because they'll pick a artist that's highly successful and they'll say you're not real hip hop. And a lot of times it seems like it do be tied to success. That's why some of these dudes can get away with making garbage hip hop and say, "Oh, you're a hater," because it always seems to be a successful artist that they'll say that about. I feel like it's people that ain't real hip hop that ain't terribly successful. It was an artist that I was listening to in the 2000s. His music was different. He was an Ethiopian dude. His name was Kanan or whatever, but he was originally from Ethiopia. And his music, though it had elements of hip hop, it was all over the place. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed it, but I won't consider it real hip hop. I mean, it was unique and original. So in that sense, it was. Some of the tracks he was rapping at 16, it had elements of it, but do I think it was real hip hop? No, I think it was a mixture of things. It wasn't. So I can say that about. So is saying somebody not real hip hop really a negative thing? In this case, I think he meant it to be like that. Well, he said he didn't, but I don't know. Shit all over the place. Killer Mike was arrested for some misdemeanor assault that took place outside the Grammys. Oh, so they came out with it then. Who it was with, he was released hours later. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, it's about time. Motherfucker, somebody need to start calling Fat Joe out. Fat Joe be talking too much. You know what I'm saying? And somebody just called him out. Was it Gully TV? One of them dudes called out Fat Joe. Fat Joe be talking too much. Anyway. And then a lot of people feel like he undercover racist. You know what I'm saying? And he talking about, oh, well, I'm Puerto Rican. When it was, he pulled his black card when it was convenient, when that started getting said. And I think he was saying the N-word. So, a lot of people who use the N-word, who we know share blood with us, when it's convenient, they'll pull the black card out. So he did that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he doing way too much talking. And I don't remember nobody appointing you either to just be speaking on everything. Some shit you just got to sit out. You know what I'm saying? It's people out here who really can talk about stuff that don't say nothing. And it seemed like in the ghetto, which is blacks and Latinos, it'd be the dumbest motherfuckers who come out saying something about something. I don't feel like Fat Joe got no real perspective. He ain't never said nothing that enlightened me or whatever. But anytime something going on in hip hop nowadays, his face is being shown. You know what I'm saying? And it's being reported on like Fat Joe weighs in on this. Fat Joe, who the fuck is Fat Joe? Fat Joe talks about this, and it's done so often to where you feel like he's a major, like, you know what I'm saying, like he weighing in on something. Like, who the major people weighing in on shit now? You got Nori and them don't really talk about nothing. They'd be joking around. You got Joe Budden might weigh in on something, and it'll always be some controversy when he do it. Then you got this person. You know what I'm saying? Like, who is Fat Joe? Fat Joe got a show. Let me know that. Y'all know? Do he got a show or something? Cause they damn sure he doing a lot of talking out here. You know what I'm saying? So he tried to come at Mos Def. So they everybody on Mos Def neck, and he got his own shit to answer for. He also like Kweli. Look on YouTube. It's something bubbling that he was dealing with a 15-year-old girl and telling her the 15-year-old girl he was gonna leave his wife for her and didn't. That's bubbling too. It's starting to get a little steam. Now it already came out how he did Big Pun wife and didn't give him their money, and they got him in court. I don't know if it's settled, but I know they had him in court. Whack 100 went and put some type of deal for her to come out with some type of documentary or show concerning, Big Pun or whatever. He ain't paid Big Pun as much as he said Big Pun name and he owed Big Pun for everything. He didn't pay his family to give his kids nothing. He jerked them out of all their money. So then these people be talking and nobody say like, hey, you shut up, bro. Hey, what happened to this? Why you commenting on everything? That's what I want to say to him. So I'm waiting to see his ass on something live or something. I'm gonna go follow him. Hey, why you talking about what's going on with black folk with most that? Hey, what happened with that case? You gonna get that lady her money? How much didn't you earn like 10 million off of Pun since he dead? And what his family got? You know what I'm saying? And you owed them. It's on the books. You owed them a percentage. You owed them a percentage. It's on the books. Not sure what they did. Made content. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's something going around with him about basically statutory rape, messing with a young Spanish girl. I want to say she's from Miami. It's bubbling. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how big it's gonna get. So he better stop doing so much talking. Cause he gonna say it seemed like when the motherfucker get a little too mouthy, stuff start coming out. He better shut up for it to get put in a bigger light. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they got the same thing on Kweli. So I don't know. Digital Dre, what's good? Yeah, Fat Joe can't talk about nobody, bro. Yeah, I'm tired of him. Talking about what's real hip hop. He another one. Nobody cared nothing about his music. Nobody cared. Fat Joe was affiliated with Digging in the Crates, Big L Show, AG, all them Digging in the Crates crew or whatever. He was like you know what I'm saying? Nobody was paying attention to him. You know what I'm saying? Then he come out with Flo Joe, like he did his little thing, but nobody was really. Fat Joe was more had street credibility in New York City. That's what he was known for. Then he aligned himself with Big Pun. That's what even got him on the radar of most people, is that he was standing next to Pun. And then Pun died, and then he had a song with Ashanti, and that's the rest is history. What's love? Then he started being with he had a couple songs with Ashanti. Then he started being with Lil Wayne, and he rolled the Lil Wayne and Khaled coattail. You know what I'm saying? But he weaseled through with a couple hits, and that's why he here now, talking about shit and don't know what he talking about. They were homeless and Joe ain't paid him. You're right. They would. That's why him, Rim, Cuban, Link fell out. Money, right, right. He don't pay nobody. He don't pay nobody. He owed, yeah, he did owe Remy Ma. He owed a lot of people. All them Terror Squad was a whole bunch of people. Them was all Big Pun friends. Armageddon, Triple Six, Cuban Link, Tony Sunshine. Them was all Big Pun people. He ain't get none of them nothing, bro. He kept all the money. You see how Fat Joe has been rich forever. He been rich since Big Pun came. He wasn't rich until Big Pun came, and he's been rich. You mean to tell me Big Pun sold? I mean, Fat Joe's son sold all these records. He living off Big Pun old royalties and what he was able to finesse for himself. That's what he living off of. He rich because he ain't paid, motherfucker. That's what it is. One of Fat Joe's ex goons, yeah, ex goons made a lot of people expose him. Fat Joe be getting, I don't know why. I don't know if they scared of him in the East Coast media. I don't know what it is, but nothing would. He done so much dirty shit, and it don't get no traction. The thing that got the biggest traction was what was this about a year ago when Big Pun Wife came out. Whack 100 had to put together some type of deal. Whack 100 exposed him for that. The stuff he do don't get no traction. He been dirty forever too. Just like P. Diddy been dirty forever. You know what I'm saying? Right. That motherfucking Fat Joe is dirty. So I don't know why they got him positioned like he a spokesperson in hip hop. You ain't nobody, bro. Yeah. So a lot of these motherfuckers be yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what we talking about, Dre. That's what we talking about. That's what he talk too much. He talking about Mos Def now. But any little thing happen in hip hop, he pop up and he be all over YouTube and all over, and they be taking shorts of him like he really be saying something. He ain't said nothing poignant or made no. It be just something basic. See, what I'm trying to say is what Most Def is saying. Shut up, man. Like you ain't even talking about nothing, bro. We need to let the people who can talk talk. You know what I'm saying? Willie D and Scarface. Do they still got? I think Willie D and Scarface had a podcast. Let Willie D and Scarface talk. Even let Joe Budden, because people might get mad at Joe Budden, but Joe Budden be making good points. I don't know what it is. I think Joe Budden, they look at Joe Budden like he's soft, so they just dismissive of anything he do. But he makes good points, and he comes from an angle, and he says things in a lot of cases that people don't say. So he has a unique perspective in the way he put it together. But let people like that talk. Fat Joe can't talk about nothing. Ban this nigga. What they say on half baked, boo this man. Boo this man. Yeah, he ain't nobody. Then he did the he disrespectful too, man. And then he did the I remember he did the verses with on him, and he was calling Vita and Lil Mo Dusty broke bitches and all kind of shit on the stage. And Ja Rule had to tell him like, hey man, this my peoples, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Calling them dusty bitches and all and broke. What you mean they dusty? What make them? Why you call them dusty? You know what I'm saying? Disrespectful, bro. And he on the stage getting shitted on. I don't even know. That's another thing. Who is he plugged with? 50 shitted on Ja Rule and took the pizzazz out of Ja Rule. I look back on it now, and I rock with 50. I still rock with 50 over Ja Rule. But Ja Rule did make some. Ja Rule made some noise, bro. And he did make some good music. Some of them songs I liked. When 50 came, it became popular to not acknowledge that you like Ja Rule. People was messing with Ja Rule. Ja Rule had some songs. Some of the stuff was reaching for pop, but some could argue that's what you're supposed to be doing. But you could see just in that verses, like you like, damn, I remember that. I remember that was a big hit. He had a lot of them. Who idea was it to put Fat Joe up against Ja Rule? Fat Joe ain't had no run like that. And you got to look at it. That Ja Rule run was like literally like 3 years because he came out with the first album in '99, and by '03, it was pretty much on a decline because 50 was out then, and he just made it cool to not be Ja Rule. You know what I'm saying? So it was like 3 years, and that was a hell of a run. All them hit singles that he had in them 3 or 4 years, because he's putting them albums out back to back. and each one had 3 or 4 hits on them. Who the hell idea was it to put Fat Joe on the stage with Ja Rule? He up there, his knees caved. Then I didn't know his knees was like that. Like he knock kneed it or something. So they put him in there to go up against Ja Rule. And I don't know how. So whoever he know behind the scenes, or I don't know if they say he got a lot of muscle with him. I don't know who he got behind him, but somebody finessed that. Because we really would have wanted to see Ja Rule and 50, but that wasn't going to happen. But why couldn't Ja Rule go up against Nelly or somebody like that? Like that's somebody I could say is maybe comparable. That maybe had some, you know what I'm saying. Fat Joe, a lot of them people was linked. Snoop Dogg and DMX, the dog thing. Only the way Jay Z or Nas would work is if they was going against each other. That's the best thing can happen for them. Gucci Man and Jeezy had they little shit. Bone Thugs and 3 6 had they little shit. Ja Rule and Fat Joe. I feel like Fat Joe is either muscle or he's connected enough to say, "Come on, man, man, Joey Crack got to be a part of this versus." Like he just needed to be included, and somebody I don't know why they put him in there. He can't hold a candle to Ja. He don't rap as good as Ja Rule. His music ain't good as Ja Rule. I don't know how he got in there. Bottom line, yeah, Ja Rule had bangers. Yeah, he drugged Ja Rule. Like I said, he made it cool to not be Ja Rule. Ja Rule, people ain't saying this. If you look at Ja Rule's reign, the only people who was selling more than Ja Rule was probably Eminem and Nelly, because they was all the way pop. But at that time, when Ja Rule was having his reign, pre 50, the most popular artist in the game was Jay Z, Nas, Eminem, and Nelly, and Ja Rule jumped into that. Them was the most popular ones in the game, and DMX, and he held his own. Was DMX? DMX was still, yeah, he was still, yeah, hell yeah. So DMX, and each one of them dudes, all of them was moving major units and constantly playing in constant rotation. Ja Rule, you can arguably say, at one point, Ja Rule might have just, because even though Eminem was selling a lot of records and Nelly, they might have been selling a little bit more, but they wasn't as on TV as much as he was. Then they start throwing him a couple movies. You know what I'm saying? Ja Rule was big, bro. And 50 just came out and just like took all of it away. He was big as hell. Yeah, he did. He did. He just like everybody, people be followers, so I guess he was gangster. He was really Ja Rule wasn't no street guy. 50 really was. And 50 was more popular. He had the look. I ain't gonna lie. When 50 came, that music prior to Get Rich or Die Trying and Get Rich or Die Trying, it was a wave. That music was in the beginning. That music was better than Ja Rule's music. It was better than all of his music. But when you sit back now and this may be an unpopular opinion, I might do a video on it. When you sit back now and you look at their whole catalog and whole discography, 50 music and his discography is not better than Ja Rule discography. Ja Rule made throughout the whole course of their career and the albums they put out, Ja Rule put out better music than 50. And I just had to realize that because in the past couple months, was going back and listening to some of his stuff. He put out better music than 50 overall. But that 50 Cent, the mixtapes, pre Get Rich or Die Trying and Get Rich or Die Trying, is better than Ja Rule's whole catalog. But the whole catalog, I got to get at the Ja Rule. Yeah, exactly. Oh, they ain't gonna never get Ja Rule. Nah, 50 too petty to do that. Ja Rule was trying to do it because I believe he want peace anyway. Some might say if Gucci Man and Jeezy did it. You know what I'm saying? That could have been a disaster. But after I saw that, I knew it was true, that the rumors was true, because Gucci was always saying Jeezy was scared of him. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was true after that. But I don't feel like it's similar, because they got run-ins, stabbings, fist fights, shootings, same thing that's related in that whole 50 job. I don't think 50 would ever do that. Nelly versus Luda, because their albums came out same year, but Luda ate Nelly up. I didn't like that matchup. Yeah, see, that's more. Yeah, I feel like who Buster went up against? Didn't Buster go up against somebody? I see. I forgot all about Luda and Nelly. I don't think I even watched that one. But I know who can win, because Nelly had some huge records, but Luda was another one, back to back hits. I forgot him. Luda was in that era too, with Ja Rule, coming back to back with hits. Nelly ain't got as much hits as Ludacris got. Hell no. But who win it? I feel like Busta Rhymes would have been a better matchup for Luda, like that whole, because Busta Rhymes. Nah, I can't say that. Busta Rhymes is a lyrical genius too. I was just making a comparison based off of their videos, the over the top, fun, like Missy. Certain people had that type of videos, so that I'm a back up off of that one. Yeah, Fed Case, yeah, that too. Yep, that's what really got him. I got 100 clips, right? One of Ja Rule hits kill all of Fat Joe's shit. You know what I'm saying? Only thing, the Fat Joe definitive hit was Lean Back. That's his one that can even, you can even justify putting him in the conversation of the best or the biggest, because that was a major hit. It was a major hit, and it came at a time where 50 was dominating everything, and that song played just as much as 50 shit was playing. You know what I'm saying? That's what even put him in the conversation. To me, it don't, but it do still. Right. 50 is the one that got a restraining order. Right. No, it was Yayo. Yayo got the restraining order. They was saying that about 50, but it came out later from this dude used to be with 50, um, Bangum Smurf, that Yayo was the one that put in the order of protection. Or it was, what? No, not Yayo. Somebody else that was connected to them that got caught up in that scuffle put in the order, the restraining order, and they just ran with it to defame 50 and slow 50 roll. And I think, and that's what Bangum Smurf said on the interview. And I felt like he didn't have no reason to lie, because he was beefing. He beefing with 50. They've been beefing for years now. So I felt like he could have easily, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Buster to go against Ti. That would have been better. Ti, Ja Rule, somebody like that. I just don't know why Fat Joe was in there. Yeah, you gotta have people like that, man. You can't just, you know what I'm saying? He didn't do enough to be on verses. Like, I know for a fact, had Biggie and Big Pun, they would either had Biggie against Tupac, or it'd have been Biggie and Big Pun, because they both big and was came around the same time. It was like a link to all that stuff. Like, they had Jadakiss, two legendary spitters, punchlines, things like that, go up against each other. But and then they had just came out with an album. People really would have wanted to see, and I don't know what happened, but everyone knows the real matchup there was Jadakiss and Beanie Siegel. just like the Locks versus Dipset, and people really act like Dipset was going to win. That still was the best verses though to me. The Locks and Dipset, that was a clinic. I don't know why people thought Dipset was going to win. I said they must got short memories. That was really supposed to be state property in Dipset and the Locks. It was supposed to be Jadakiss and Beanie Siegel, not Fabulous. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? 50, if you look at it, 50, he had monstrous success. But if you look at it, he ain't 50, but 50 did write a lot of stuff. You gotta look at it too. Cause 50 got hit records that he wrote for J Lo, Puff Daddy, P. Diddy. Make this money. There ain't no way you could make. He was one of P. Diddy writers. So he probably could have pulled some stuff out his hat. But if you look at 50 is, I don't feel like Candy Shop. It might have been a hit, but I don't feel like it's going to fare well. He really got I get money uh in the club. In the club is big enough to beat anybody, anything. Wankster, PIMP, those his major hits. He would have had to play stuff from that was just on the album but wasn't no hit. Um, what's the other song he had? 21 Questions. Second album. He really didn't have, you know what I'm saying? So 50 ain't got as much firepower on verses as you think. I feel like Ja Rule could have beat 50 on a verses as far as hit for hit. That's him. That was him for real, digital, or was that a troll page? What did he say? But anyway, yeah, Ti. Yeah, I remember Ti was Ti. 50 is like the top of the heap. Ti went for the top of the heap. Ti, see, Ti should have went. I don't feel like Ti and 50 was a just match. I feel like Ti would have been better off, but I felt like Ti just wanted to go against the East Coast nigga, cause around that time it was some talk, some East Coast South shit. I don't know what was going on, but I feel like Ti would have been better off going against Jay Z. They got a comparable every year, drop an album, sell 2 million, two hits off of each album. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Ti, if Nas wasn't gonna go up against Jay Z, then Nas should have won. I mean, Jay Z can go up against the likes of an Eminem or a Ti. I don't feel like Nelly had enough hits, but I feel like Jay Z, if he ain't gonna go up against Nas, it's like Eminem or Ti. But Ti got some hits too. Ti and Ja Rule got a similar run, but Ti just came after, right after Ja Rule. But they both had a real strong one. And Ti really, it really should be Ti versus Luda, because they both rep in Atlanta and they had a similar run. People did that. Well, I remember when Ti and Luda was going at it, people was siding with Ti because he was the more street person. So everybody was trying to side with Ti. And Ludacris, his music was always playful. Ludacris just said that Jay Z came out and was like y'all disrespecting Luda. Like Luda put a dent in the game. Luda had some hits, bro. Look back at Luda. Luda had a run, bro, and that shit went from like 2000 to like 2006. It seemed like when Luda cut his hair, it seemed like that's what killed Luda, because he was starting to do the acting, Fast and the Furious Crash. Seemed like when Luda cut his hair and he got more serious, the 2006 album, it was called Release Therapy. Prior to that, Luda put out like 4 or 5 double and triple platinum albums. Who's this? that sold 2, 3 million a piece. Hold on. Damn, my bad, y'all. I didn't realize. I forgot I had muted at first. I was talking. No, you gotta watch you come in this motherfucker. This motherfucker right here ain't even supposed to be in here. You know what I'm saying? They cracking down on everybody coming through here. That's why we got this sheet now. They gotta sign in. Because motherfuckers be coming in here messing with stuff and altering stuff. You know what I'm saying? Coming in here messing with stuff and altering stuff, and then when shit go wrong, everybody be playing stupid. So I see somebody walk through just through the crack of the door. I'm like, that look like Buddy. So I jump up and I come out here, and I walk around, look at everything, make sure ain't nothing moved around in here. You ain't supposed to. You ain't supposed to even walk past this desk with this here. I'm here. I'm the chief. You sign in before you go anywhere in here. So he had already walked through and came back. When I come out, he coming back here. I'm like, what the fuck you doing? Don't walk around in here. Don't touch nothing. The stuff you asking me, you got my number. You can call or text. Shit. Because I don't trust these motherfuckers up here. They prejudice anyway. Might mess with something and have me looking bad. Well, you know what I'm saying? Fucker walking around in here. Don't walk around in here. Yeah, sorry for the delay, folks. But yeah, man. So what I was saying was Ludacris had a run, bro. People sleep on Ludacris' run. He had a hell of a run, bro. That's for some reason undervalued and under talked about. Yeah, he still worked there with his pink ass lips. I seen him at the liquor store one night. I wanted to say something to his ass. You know what I'm saying? He's coming out the liquor store and shit. He was looking scared too. He thought I was gonna do something, say something to his ass. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you was calling me by my name. Fuck you. You just mad because you got in trouble because you drinking up here. You know what I'm saying? And going to sleep in the car and shit. Yeah, he 5 feet tall. He gonna come back in the building on me like he's scaring something. Like, bro, you might as well just go back out of here, bro. You gets no play in this ride. Yeah, he's still here. He working full time at the hospital. He lived right down the street from me. He worked full time at the hospital in town. I think he worked full time. Well, that's why he's so tired. He sleep here every night. He trying to do both jobs. I can't wait for his ass to get burnt out. But see, he ain't full time here. He don't get no benefits here. So I figure he'll probably leave this one before he leave that one. I can't wait for his ass to get burnt out. 'Cause he don't do shit anyway. He sit up here and sleep. And we tell him to do something overnight. It don't be done. Like right now, we need a float for this deaerator. It's a feed water heater. It feed water to the boiler. We need a float for it because the float is not working to let the condensated water enter into the tank to be reheated because it can't go into the boiler cold. Because if you put coal with temperatures that high, if the water go in cold, it'll evaporate the water like that. And now you got an empty boiler. Boom! So we add in the water manually so it can heat it up until we fix the float. You can't let it get full and be overflown either. So you come in here in the morning, the shit over, cause you know why? Cause you sleep and you ain't watching it, and you got the valve is cracked, so it don't be empty, and you ain't watching it, so it's filling up. You know what I'm saying? And you gonna fuck around and mess up that shit. But yeah, anytime you um like when you dealing with a boiler, that water got to be a certain temperature going in, or you playing with fire. You know what I'm saying? Literally. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's interesting. I be telling people like basic principles of this, like heat flows to cold. That's like a basic principle of boiler theory. Heat flows to cold. So you know how you growing up and you got the AC on, your parents say, "Oh, open up, close that damn door. You letting the air out." It's impossible to let air out air is up high and it moves too slow. You letting heat in, it's because the heat coming in that you can feel. You open the door, you could probably feel the heat, or you stand on the other side, you could feel the cool air. But it's really the heat is the reason why you can feel that. The molecules, it's all with the molecules. When you boil in water, you got water on the stove. That water, what it do when it start boiling, it get them little bubbles and they start moving around fast. When you put water in a cup and put it in the freezer, what happens? It sits still and it gets solid. You know what I'm saying? Because the molecules slow down and come to a stop. When you boiling it, they start scrambling. So heat flows to cold. You know what I'm saying? If you put a pot of water, you probably, if you let some shit, like I remember boiling eggs and I wasn't watching it, the water boiled out the pot. Then the eggs exploded. If I didn't wake up in time, eventually that pot would have probably shot off the stove because it's an empty pot. And that's the same thing I was just telling y'all with this boiler. If it gets empty, the water's so hot that if you add the cold water to it, it just evaporates and it disappears because of the temperatures is so vast. So when you introduce a cold molecule, it's like five hot molecules around it, five or six. So cold is like not supposed to be in the world of hot. You know what I'm saying? It's a weird shit happens when cold and hot mix. Tornadoes, things like that. When it's all about energy. Them heated molecules, when you put cold water, what happens is, say if you put ice in a drink, the ice ain't making that drink cold. The heat is making that drink cold because the heat molecules start saying, damn, this motherfucker cold, he froze, help him out. And it start giving its energy to that cold in order to bring down that cold. So it's the heat that's melting down the ice that's making it cold, not the ice itself. You know what I'm saying? Remember that. So you know you learned something here. It's the educational channel. You know what I'm saying? So the heat flows to cold always. Cold come in, the heat energy start to attach to it to bring it down. So you can get smart. You can get smart with grandmama and them next time. They say, "I'm letting my damn air out." No, I'm letting the heat in. You open the refrigerator, you feel that cold air. That's because of the heat. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's a good thing, man. That's a good thing. I might talk about that though. I hate when people get overlooked for they credit. I mean, they talent. Because I really feel like that's why they do Luda like that. Because his music was, I guess, more playful, and he didn't get took seriously. He didn't take himself seriously. He just had fun with his music, and I feel like that's why he get overlooked. But that run ain't to be overlooked because that run was like from 2000 to 2006. And like I said, until he cut his hair and got more serious on that album, because he had the song with Mary J. Blige, where he tried to make like real music and it was more serious content. It was called Release Therapy. It was 2006. It was a more mature Luda, cut his braids off, and it sold gold. The album before that sold 2-3 million. The album before that sold 2-3 million. The album before that sold 2-3 million. And then the moment where he got off that and was trying to be more artistic, with his shit, the sales went all the way down to gold. So it's like, hey, we want this Luda back. But then this Luda ain't really appreciated. This Luda kind of gets swept under the rug. When it comes to Atlanta, we hold the Andre 3000 in high regard. We hold a Gucci Man and Jeezy in high regard. We hold the Ti in high regard. You know what I'm saying? Even for that little blip of time where Lil Jon was making some noise, we hold that in high regard. But something for some reason, Luda name don't come up. And Luda made Drake back down before, right? I don't know why he don't come up though. So like I said, I can only uh, um the only explanation for it, and I kind of know that's why it is. He wasn't gangster enough. He wasn't considered real or gangster or street enough. You know what I'm saying? If you look at that, that was all what was around him pretty much, with the exception of Nelly that was popping. Everything else was threatening and menacing and hood and street and drug dealerish. Even Eminem on his own little level. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bury the dog in the backyard, kidnap my baby mom, kill my mother. Then that whole little era where he was surrounded by 50, he was trying to be gangster. He had on do rags, no waves. He had his one pants leg pulled up, which was like 10 years, like at least a good 7 to 10 years after people was actually doing that. Cause that to me goes out in like 95, 96, the one pants leg up. You know what I'm saying? He was doing that too. Yeah, we trying to get somebody to cover this damn shift. And I think like you could see the same thing happening to Drake. People still go to bat for Drake, but Drake ain't. It's not in retrospect because Drake's still active, but Drake kind of ain't getting them same looks like in this hip hop conversation. He ain't coming up. They bringing him up now just because he the biggest one now. But when you really talk about this, he don't come up. His name don't come up. He kind of, you know what I'm saying, tucked away too. So it seemed like that street element that it can't be no emo or no emotions in it. You know what I'm saying? or no playfulness in it or no like you know what I'm saying? Or you don't get considered for the role. But my whole thing is this. If you want to say that, why is LL considered? I mean, I think LL is considered because of the what he did in the beginning parts of his career, and you know what I'm saying, and the battles he may have had. But LL got a storied career. I've seen now you don't hear. I remember it was a time where a lot of people thought LL was the best. You don't hear LL name like you used to. LL is the original crossover ladies man pop shirt off rapper. There is no Nelly without LL. I think LL is Nelly's favorite rapper. There is no Nelly without LL. There is no LL had that look first. Shirt off, chains, everything like that. So it really ain't no 50, you know what I'm saying? Or, 50 is more LL than, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. But LL is the original shirt off ladies man rapper. You know what I'm saying? I'm bad. That look was the street look. Same with Run DMC, them Adidas, them track suits at the time, them big chains. That's what the drug dealer looked like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hell yeah. L. I wanna caress you and tease you, girl. Whatever the hell he be saying. LL, they just had to stop buying his shit. He wouldn't leave. He wasn't gonna leave. And that last album that he put out, that 50 had a hand in, I think it was called Exit 13 or something. That was like his one of his best albums. That last little album that he came out with, when he was like aligned with 50. They had to stop buying LL shit to get. LL had a run, bro. LL had a run. Them last couple albums he put didn't sell like they wanted them to, and I guess he finally bowed out after that. But LL had a hell of a run. If you look at it, who got a longer, better run than LL? You could probably only length of time wise, you probably could only say Drake, because Drake been out here since 2009, and Drake been putting out. You know what I'm saying? LL, how many albums Drake got? I done lost. I probably only remember. Okay, Thank Me Later, Take Care, Nothing Never Was the Same, or something. Views from the Six, Scorpion. I know he had more, but them just the ones I can think of. That's at least 5 albums. But I know it was more. Drake done had a lot of albums, and he been consistently at a successful level for over 10 years. LL is the same deal, because you look at LL, he starts in what, the mid 80s, and he goes beyond 90. But back then people put out albums more less frequently. Jay-Z and a lot of artists in the South was like the first ones dropping every year. LL in 95 is still popping. That's pre one of his biggest albums to date, which was like Mr. Smith, which is 96. That's my one of my favorite LL eras. And doing it, he had that song. He had a lot of hits on there. What's that one with Hey Love? That was 96. Boys the Men. That was a good little joint too. Then he turns around. The next album after that, it's the whole beef with cannabis and all that. And so if you look at LL, and he had hits after that. LL had like a 25 year run of success. You know what I'm saying? Drake seemed like he losing a little steam though. Drake has released 8 studio albums. Drake got a while to go to catch up to LL. So Drake comes in '09, making noise. 19, 21, 2, that's 15 years. Well, this is the 15th year. Drake got like another 10 years to touch LL run. You know what I'm saying? Now he's probably sold more copies than he could. He probably done sold more records than LL. You know what I'm saying? But to consistently do it at that high level for that long, nobody still ain't outdone LL on that. That's why I said there's so much levels to success. What do you consider successful? I consider Nas to be one of the successful, because Nas has had uh, a second run. He done had a second run and a third one. Because Nas had his initial run, then it seemed like he was counted out around the time of Nostradamus, and then he has a resurgence in 2001 with the beef with Jay-Z, Stillmatic, Godson, you know what I'm saying, and things like that. And then with the N-word, the nigger album, and Life is Good and Streets Disciple, them sales kind of dwindled a little bit. They stopped, but he still was relevant and talked about. But the sales wasn't as high as Stillmatic and Godson, but they still was decent. Then there seems to be a dip with Nas where he comes with Lost Tapes 2, the Nasir album, and all that stuff that didn't perform as well or wasn't as critically lauded. And then he all of a sudden has another resurgence where the sales ain't as big. Nobody sells as big now in this current climate, but the sales ain't as big. But artistically, his most successful and artistic period of his career, which is like three Magic albums and like three King's Diseases. You feel what I'm saying? So that's something to top. Ain't nobody never did that. Ain't nobody been to the mountaintop, dropped off, came back to the mountaintop again, dropped off, and then rolls back up again. You know what I'm saying? Nas can't be uh, pent down. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He keep coming back, and if it ain't too many artists of his age that's as relevant as he is with the youth. Yeah, Hit Boy. Yeah, he coming out, and I know from rapping, sometimes you hit a certain creative streak. It could be a producer, the beats you getting. It could be the experiences you have in life. Sometimes you just get it to a point where you ain't creating, and then something will kick in one day, and it just. And I think with him, he always had some money, but now he's richer than ever. He on the brink of 100 million. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he's seeing different things that he never seen. So that's giving him more to talk about. I feel like he's at a real reflective period in his life. He in his 50s, and he, you know, harking back on that. I feel like the production is inspiring him too. You know what I'm saying? Right, got him rejuvenated. You know. But this man done had three runs, bro. That ain't never been done. And even during his low points, ain't really low points. They low points for Nas, but they ain't really low points. You know what I'm saying? So you can kind of say when the Illmatic dropped 94, 2000, you can kind of say Nas is probably the closest thing to a run similar to LL. The closest thing. And for whoever I know, I felt like Nas won the battle with Jay Z. But for some people the battle was who's the more. Jay Z got more money undoubtedly, but I don't care about the money. I'm talking about music. As the smoke has cleared, Nas has had the better career musically. Jay Z, after I never heard 444. I heard Blueprint 3 in pieces. I have no desire to hear nothing he came out with Beyonce. I didn't hear Watch the Throne. The last full album I heard from Jay Z was what else? Magna Carta. I didn't hear that. Last full album I heard from Jay Z was American Gangster, and I kind of fell off with him after that. But it seems like his catalog after that, besides 444, has had less critical praise. It's been a mixture. It's been a mixture. It's been it seemed like it was mostly favorable with Kanye. His album with Kanye was mostly favorable. Most people liked it. Magna Carta seemed like it was mixed reviews. Blueprint 3 seemed like it was mostly favorable, somewhat mixed. 444 was critical acclaim. Album with Beyonce, generally not favored. You know what I'm saying? Overall, as time has gone by, Nas has put out more consistently potent and better music as the smoke has cleared and they both have gotten older. So 2001 and beyond, they might have had a comparable catalog prior to, because you had Illmatic and It Was Written against Reasonable Doubt and Blueprint, basically. Then the beef happens with Blueprint too, so that's kind of Stillmatic, Godson. You know what I'm saying? When you look at after 2001, which was Blueprint and Stillmatic, and look at what came afterwards, Nas put out better music overall. Watch Your Throne and 444 Classics, right? Jay Z the GOAT. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like them. Them two are my favorites. Nas my favorite rapper, but I ain't biased though, cause I like Jay Z enough to not have no bias, like with both of them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, and then and like, have y'all noticed, like, it's like such within the past 3 to 5 years, it's like such a, like, hip hop people got short memories. There's like a definite tide of Jay Z disrespect and people sleeping on Jay Z and what he accomplished. Do you remember who Jay Z was 15 years ago, 20 years ago? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what? It ain't too many albums in hip hop, period, that's better than Reasonable Doubt or better than Blueprint. It's only the most classic of classics. You could press that play button and just sit there. You could do that with Reasonable Doubt. Blueprint, the only thing I skip on Blueprint is that it was one of the first songs on there. It was one of the first few songs on there. So much so I can't even think of it. But yeah, man, Jay Z did his thing, bro. Jay Z did his damn thing. That shit is legendary. You still hear "Give It to Me," and that's legendary. That's a legendary Super Bowl stadiums. You still hear Empire State of Mind. That's going to forever play, and that's a later on in his career stadium classic. You know what I'm saying? Jay Z got a lot of stuff like that. Threat. You know what I'm saying? Ace to the OV. I used to move snowflakes by the OZ. He got so much big records, bro. Hell yeah. But I can't speak on them two. Like I said, after American Gangster, I haven't heard nothing in full, so I can't really talk about it. I just know what the reception of it was critically. Hard Not Life, right? Some of them songs is gonna always resonate. Like, you know what I'm saying? But with the street, them first two gonna resonate with the street always. They had too much Reasonable Doubt. Then you had the second one he messed up. The second one would have been the classic too, but he messed up because he tried to. Biggie had died and he tried to fill Biggie's shoes, and he didn't blow up until he just did his own thing on the next album. But he tried to fill Biggie's shoes. Them singles was all stuff that Bad Boy would have did. Bad Boy formula was take hits from the 80s and make them sound so crazy. That was their formula. They took them 80s songs and they remixed them. If you look at Jay-Z's second album, all his hit singles was stuff from the 80s. It was beats that Biggie had before he died that he didn't get to record to. And they gave him to Jay-Z. But it was that whole formula. I Know What Girls Like. It had Biggie and Lil Kim on it. City Is Mine. Them was big. These is Biggie beats. Sunshine. This was Biggie stuff that he was Puffy was trying to get him to rap on, but he probably didn't want to mess with it. But it had that same formula. If you look at what was popular for that from that album, the stuff that people didn't like on that album, Jay Z's second album, Volume One, was all that stuff. Sunshine. I personally didn't think City of Mine was bad. I like City of Mine, but I know what girls like. People didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? Lucky Me. A lot of people didn't like that. You know what I'm saying? All these was Biggie stuff. But if you look at what was the standout stuff, um, Friend or Foe, the intro, Imaginary Player, Who You With, I like City Is Mine. You Must Love Me, Streets Is Watching, um, Where I'm From. You know what I'm saying? Those was the street songs. That's what kept him afloat. That album kept him afloat. But that wasn't what he was supposed to try to do. He tried to ride a wave. When he came out the next album and he said, "Let me just do my thing," 5 million records. Largely in part by the Annie sample. I would imagine even white folks like that because they heard it come from their era. Them older white folks at the time. Oh, that's from Annie. It's the Hard Knock Life. Automatic commercial. Like that's yeah. That was a genius idea. That's why he tried to double back on it the next album, but it didn't work with a song called Anything. I do anything for you. He tried to piggyback that. You know what I'm saying? But it didn't have the same success. Another Kid chorus. A lot of that classically doesn't work. Like I seen that. That's what messed up Chameleon. That'll mess you up. That's risky. To come behind it was that's what messed up Chameleon because he had Riding Dirty, which was a song about racial profiling. Then he turned around and had the oh, this is the evening news, and then what was the other one? Hip Hop Police song. Like you just put out a police song, and you went platinum and some change off it. And I rock with Chameleon there. He one of the best rappers in the South, period, or period, not just in the South. And you turned around, you tried to do that again, and it didn't work. You know what I'm saying? That's what messed you up. Heart of the City, right? Hawaiian Sophie. See, that was before my era. I wasn't paying attention to him then. That was probably late '80s. See, you older than me, cuz. But he gets on my radar with the song. What was that? The Soul in the Whole soundtrack. He had a song with Shaheem. Um, what was the song Jay Z had with Shaheem? It was Shaheem, Jay Z. Was it Big Daddy Kane? No, wait. Because they both, Shaheem and Jay Z, got affiliation with Big Daddy Kane. What was the song with Shaheem, Jay Z? Who else was on that song? Shaheem, Jay Z. That's the first time I heard him. You know what I'm saying? And then he was on there with I do remember that faintly that fast rapping was Fushnik, and you know they was joking on him for that. But all that was he had twists in his hair then. That was like in the same little time period. So when I remember he came out with Reasonable Doubt, I'm like, I seen this dude before. Like I knew I had seen him before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I can't get with that. Yeah. If we got you running your mouth, then you better blow that shit out. Right. Yeah, Napoleon. What was the song with Jay Z, Shaheem? Who else was on that song? What was the name of that song? It was like three. It was like four people on it. I don't know why I said Big Daddy. What was the name of that shit? It was Shaheem, Jay Z. That's when I first remember Jay Z. If we got you running your mouth, then you better blow that shit out. That shit's still hard. I like that. I was, and matter of fact, I be watching everything up here. I was just up here watching Streets of Watching, and they went back and they played that, And in my lifetime, what's the meaning of life? It had all them old videos on there. I can't get with that. He had the skin tight brush cut on that joint. That early Jay Z had the skin tight cut. Um, Dead Presidents. But yeah, live show was dope. I want to go see Nas perform, and I gotta hurry up because all my favorite rappers they be dying. Like I want to see MF Doom perform. He died. Sean Price. I want to see him perform. He died. Oh, hit the like button, everybody. Um, I'm like, damn, everybody be want to see people be. I seen what was the last concert I've been to? Well, that's a newer person, Freddie Gibbs. Bone Thugs and Harmony. They piss me off though, and I figure out that's a trend with them. Yeah, Kane. Yeah, okay. I knew Kane was on there. School. You talking about the song? Nah, Shaheem was on the song with Jay Z. I want to say, was it the Soul in the Hole soundtrack or the? It was some soundtrack. I know it was. Well, that's the first time I heard of Jay Z. But show improve. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I'm trying to think of I forgot what I was saying before that too. Oh well. Mm-hmm. Trying to remember how that shit go. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I figured it was around 94. That's why I was like a couple years later, I was like, yeah, I know this dude. Like I remember this guy. 94, that was a good year too. The whole 90s was good, rap wise. But I particularly like 94 through 98. Yeah, I don't know about Hawaiian Sophie though. I didn't know about that. But yeah, I like 94 through 98. Them was like key year. Cause I remember that, yeah, that 94, that's Illmatic. I don't know, but I used to love that damn Whose World Is This? Yeah. When I was a kid, I remember the video was black. I used to watch it. I don't know. I didn't know what the hell you was talking about, but anytime I used to see that on the TV, I'll stop and watch it. That's why I guess that's what made him be my favorite was that song. I was like, and I didn't listen to Illmatic till I was in college. I didn't really sit there. I had once I sat down and listened to it, I realized that I had heard it all. You know what I'm saying? But I had heard it, but I just never played the album until I bought it in when I was in college. And then I played it and I was like, okay, I heard that. And it wasn't a 10 song. I'm like, oh, I heard it. And I'm like, oh, okay, I heard this motherfucker. I just didn't hear it played out. You know what I'm saying? I saw Jay Z rapping with another group. When he was rapping fast, he had on a bandana and some twists in his hair. Yeah, he made some rounds, bro. Jay Z was around, bro. Man, it took dedication back then. Jay Z was around for a minute before he, cause okay, you could say he had a little success with the first two albums, but he didn't really blow until '98. And when was Hawaiian Sophie? I know that was some late '80s shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause I don't even remember. I didn't hear Jazzo until Jay Z. I ain't know who he was. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, he was around. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't know who he was. Best out. Yeah. Jay Z done stole from a little, cause I don't give a damn. 2001, that and on, 2000 on, until like '04. That's like young Chris like a motherfucker. Jay Z done always borrowed. You know what I'm saying? He don't mind borrowing. I feel like I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna tie that to them, but it definitely was a void because Biggie and Pac was the top guys. Biggie was the top on the East Coast. Pac was the top on the West Coast. But you can't really say because if you look at it, '96, LL still was on top. That's one, like I said, because it ain't wasn't as street or gangster, it got overlooked. '96 LL is still on top, and probably selling just as much as they selling. He got Hey Lover with a boy. He got Doing It. He got Hey Lover with Boys to Men. You know what I'm saying? And then you still got Ice Cube out there. Would the Ice Cube drop in '96? I don't think so. But Ice Cube is heavy into the movies by then anyway. You know what I'm saying? But it definitely was a void left. And several people feel that, yeah, okay, it was '88, '89. I probably wasn't even. I can literally remember paying, I don't remember paying attention, like really. My earliest memories of hip hop, like I said, was LL Cool J, I'm Bad. Like I thought, I was like, who is this motherfucker? That's just like, doom, 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 doom. Was that and Kid and Play and Big Daddy Kane. I want to say Big Daddy, and I think it was just because Big Daddy Kane was popping, and I was seeing him a lot. I was like, he my favorite. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember seeing him a lot, but I was hearing all of it, but it wasn't. I wasn't paying attention. I didn't pay attention. And I started paying attention with Nas. I was all the way in at that point. But I didn't pay attention to Napoleon. What was that dude? He just the Granddaddy IU. He just died a year or two ago, and you had that Granddaddy IU. That was the first album that I listened to, and now that I look back on it, he was like a Big Daddy Kane. There was a lot of similarities there, the way they sounded. But I would play that motherfucker front and back, and then start it over and play it again. Original flavor, right? And he was rapping fast. See, I saw that after Show improved, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I remember Big Daddy Kane being like my favorite. I guess because I was seeing him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, this motherfucker somebody. You know what I'm saying? And Rakim, I don't know why in my youngest years I was scared of him. He just looked like more of a threat, like he'll fuck you up or something. Like, what the fuck is wrong with this nigga? But I did I didn't know Rakim music until like the Juice soundtrack. That's the first time I listened. So I was like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Because he wasn't that him on the front of the beginning, the main song. You know what I'm saying? IU was before Kane a little bit. Oh, okay. But that was the first album that I listened to. I could probably remember some of that shit too. Like if it played, I'll be like, as it's playing, I probably can finish say the words. I learned that motherfucker in no time. So that's why I say 94 night, because that started it for me, because that's when I was all the way. It was like a snowball effect, because I remember hearing that album. Then I had a Spanish friend who lived down the street, and his little brother used to be like, Wu Tang Clan, Anana, fuck it, Wu Tang Clan, Anana, fuck it. He was so little, you could, and I was like, what does he keep saying? But it sounded like he was cussing. So he said, Wu Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. I said, who is that? He's like, you don't know Wu Tang Clan and all this and that. He just be over there playing Sega, listening to the shit. This was that first album. So I'm like, okay, yeah. So that started getting me a little more in. And then when Illmatic, I was, yeah. Yeah, he got on late. Because by the time he turned 30 in 99. And when he said, I've been focused since I said hi to 30. Jay-Z was born in like 68, 69. That's what I'm saying, because I've heard him be described as a Big Daddy Kane knockoff. I'm like, damn, I know I read that somewhere. But yeah, he just died like a year or two ago. Yep. I remember, wait, was that? Oh, never mind. And 98, well, oh man, damn. I don't know which year was the best out of them. That's heavily debated. You know that golden era is always debated. You got a class of people that's gonna say the golden era was in the 80s. Them old heads gonna say it was at the beginning. Oh, the 70s, 70, 7 to 83. You know what I'm saying? And then you know what I'm saying. Sugar Hill, you got the Sugar Hill gang, the Sugar Hill Records era. They gonna think that's the golden era. Then you gonna have the late '80s Cold Chillin'. They gonna say that's the era. Then you got the '90s people that's gonna say the entire '90s. But some people got that '88 to '92 NWA that era. People gonna go roll with that. I '94 through '98. That's me. And maybe because of my age, but '98 was it for me. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. Going back to that void after Pac and Biggie. You know what I'm saying? That Pac and Biggie. Yeah, I liked all the '90s, but '94 through '98, Biggie, Nas, Jay Z, Pac, LL was still out here. But look at '98, bro. One of my favorite albums was I always was a fan of that Capadonna. He from Wu Tang. That album, The Pillage. That was in '98. DMX had two albums in '98. That was when Cameron and Big Pun first came around in '98. Onyx had an album in '98. Jay Z, Hard Knock Life. Nori had a hell of a year in '98. That shit was just like '98 to Lauryn Hill's solo album was in '98. That was hard. Like the Roots had an album in '98. What was that? Was it Illadelph? No, was that Illadelph album? I think the Roots too. Black Star. That's under talked about. That's an undertold story in hip hop that deserves more light. They messed up because they tried to go pop and commercial, but that raucous era was the first time you ever seen under first and only time you ever seen underground hip hop achieve underground backpack type hip hop achieve crossover multi platinum success. I said this on here one time, and Best Player was trying to combat me on it. Mos Def first album went platinum. Mos Def and Talib Black Star, that was in '98 too. That went gold. Talib Kweli first album went gold. He went gold or platinum on the one with Kweli. Him and High Tech. Simon Says was a major crossover hit. It was on video games, commercials. That album, Internal Affairs, was hard as fuck. That went platinum. This is underground hip hop. Underground hip hop ain't never done that or crossed over or done them type of numbers. That's totally unique. That ain't never happened. Ever. The region you lived in. When you look at Raucous Records, that's what really well that's what introduced a lot of people to Eminem. He was supposed to sign to them. Then he went over on the West Coast. They passed on him, and then they tried to come back and get him, but Dre, it was too late. You know what I'm saying? But that's legendary. Just for that era is legendary. It instantly made them legendary artists. Kweli, Mos Def, Common was making some rounds with them too, even though he wasn't signed over there. And they still tour. They heavily booked and tour all over the country and overseas, just based off of that little period of about Raucous was pretty much '97 through the major noise of it was between '97 and '99, and then it was like it started declining. Then G Rap was on Raucous. G Rap came out with an album on Raucous. Big L second album was on Raucous. The Bigger Picture. Southern artists that were legendary that you probably never heard of. I doubt it, cause I listened to everything. I was the one who Everybody was like, "Who is this? Who is this person?" They corny. I listen to everything. And legendary, and when you talk about legendary, you can't just be legendary in a region. You know what I'm saying? When I consider legendary, I'm talking about shit that traveled everywhere. Once you break out of a certain amount of, when you cross over, that's everybody. That ain't just regional. What's going on? Who was so as far as are not none in the South. Well, it's a different type of, yeah, they are known. It's a different type of rap that may not be popular, but within the people who do know them, I was living in Florida for 10 years. I knew people that listened to Mos Def and Talib Kweli, and they all felt the same way. Now, was they as widely listened to down there? No, because that's not where they come from. You know what I'm saying? West Coast people wasn't widely listened to down there because that's not where they come from. Just like up here, Southern artists ain't as widely, but when you cross a certain point, everybody listening to you. The people who heard them, they legendary amongst them. Depending on how many that is, you know what I'm saying? Who was considered legendary? Let's talk about that time period and legendary in terms of the South. I ain't gonna even say legendary, but let's just say you got national artists and you got regional artists. You know what I'm saying? Raucus broke past being regional. It wasn't a regional thing. You know what I'm saying? It extended beyond that. It might not have been 3, 4, 5 million records, but it wasn't just in New York and New Jersey. Them records, them dudes was touring all over the country, performing that stuff. You don't just tour anywhere. It has to be a market for your music out there. You have to have fan base out there, and that's where you get booked at. That's where you tour at. They went all over the country touring at. East to west, south, midwest. They probably toured less in the south than anywhere, but they still toured the south. Um, in the south, who you had? You had your Outcasts, you had your Goody Mob. If you really wanted to go underground, you probably had some Hitman, Sammy Sam. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to go down to Florida, you had Poison Clan and JT Money, or early Trick Daddy. You want to go over to Memphis, who you had prior to 3 6. You had what's this man used to do the death? Forgot his name. The whole Crunchy Black, that dance that, yeah, you had your Gangsta Pat. Name was Gangsta Pat. You know what I'm saying? The players, once they started doing Ball and UGK, once the players emerged, because these whole regions didn't always do hip hop. They was fans of it. They might have partook in it, but once they started to add they stamp with it and make their own music, yeah, Project Pat, yeah, yeah, but it was somebody before him called Gangster Pat. So when you see Crunchy Black, I want to say Gangster Pat is one of the pioneers of that dance style. I think they call it juking or something like that. So I know who was who, and I know who was who, because one thing I did, I stayed with the magazines, and I was early on the internet searching for people music before it was YouTube or any of this stuff. I've been searching music. That's why I told I knew who JT was. I knew who JT was, and he way over in the Bay Area on some underground shit. But I had already heard of him. You know what I'm saying? I sought out music. Like I sought out. Like I don't know. I just became so crazy about hip hop that I just like gave everybody a listen. Oh, who is this? Hmm. You know what I'm saying? Napster. Yeah, I'm a Napster kid, bro. So I know who all was somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna go listen to them and see if they somebody. These niggas blew up, and I known them. Houston, just like Houston. Remember Houston kind of blew up. Houston blew up like '05 and '06. It ended with Chameleonaire, but it started with Slim Thug and Mike Jones still tipping on 4-4 and all this and that. That was cool, and I fuck with Chameleonaire. I fuck with Slim Thug. Paul Wall, all right, but they real shit was Flip when Flip was having his time. That was corny. Flip better shit was when he had on that leprechaun suit. Slim Thug good shit was his best shit to me was back then too. So I know these guys. The internet. See, I could tell you probably wasn't on the internet like that. Best player. I was on the internet, bro. You know what I'm saying? I was on the internet. Anytime I got around the computer, I was on the internet. So we talking about early internet days, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I heard of so many artists. And the magazines brought me to them. And curiosity brought me to. I also was a fan of artwork. So I'll see Chopped and Screwed. That's you talking about DJ Screw? South side of Houston? Yeah. He had a store selling it out of there. A lot of people chop and screw though. They took that style and chop and screwed it. Cause they was chopping screwing shit like crazy when I was in Florida. Yeah, put me on mystical. Shit, some of that shit, a lot of that shit with the Napoleon CDs. I'm like, who the fuck is this motherfucker? Because I guess he's going to college and had. That's how I learned who I heard about Master P. Right, but it was from Napoleon because he had how I found out about Master P. I had seen his name in the magazines, but I was just like Master P and going past him. And then he brought home a movie and he had CDs from him. And then next thing you know, I'm about it. I'm about it. I'm like, who is this motherfucker? Now I've been seeing this VHS tape and I ain't got nothing to watch, so I just happened to pop it in. I'm by, so oh, this the same motherfucker. And then that boom. But I always had, like, I bring the source. This is when the source was big. The source was like the manual. You know what I'm saying? Like, uh, uh, the rap magazine and all that. I'll bring that stuff and say, Mom, can I get this? It'd be $1 a issue, $12. Here, send it all. They come to the house every month. So I'm like, oh, who is this? Oh, who is this? Like, I'm new into loving hip hop, like I said. So it's 94, 95, 96. I'm just looking at everything. You know what I'm saying? So then, as we start to get introduced in the late 90s, I'm listening to this stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm remembering these people, you know? But yeah, DJ Screw. Also, I was a fan of artwork. I'm a creative. So a lot of times, a lot of No Limit shit, I heard it because the cover made me want to see who it was. I'm like, who is this? I wonder, can this motherfucker don't look like he can rap? So I'm looking like, okay. Then I was, we used to have a store called Sam Goody. I don't know if y'all had Sam Goodies. Um, I don't know if y'all had Sam Goodies. We was we used to go. You know how you could sample a CD. Man, I'm talking. I know them people was tired of me, bro. That was how I listened to music at a point because I didn't have a CD player. So unless he wasn't around and I could listen to his stuff on his radio or on the stereo and plug some earphones in the jack or something, I would go there and I would just be grabbing CDs. Like, that's how I heard of a lot of people. I put the little earphones on, scan the CD, and just go through it, listening to what I could of it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I heard of a lot of people. I used to stay in the downtown of my city at a certain point, like That same Spanish friend that put me on the Wu Tang, we used to be at Sam Goody. We go downtown, go to Sam Goody every day, and just be scanning CDs and listen to people's shit. You know what I'm saying? So it was just coming from everywhere. But yeah, I know who DJ Screw is. Where you? Ain't you from? I thought you. Where you from? Cause we ain't too. You from Houston? You lived in Houston? Cause if I live on the East Coast and you from Midwest, you caught on to that probably just the same way I caught on to it. It traveled. The music traveled, I guess. Unless you live down there. I can't even remember how exactly I heard of DJ Screw, but I know I heard of him before '05. But I probably heard of him through a magazine. I was just fascinated with that shit at that point. I know who was who. You got another name for me? That's one thing I know. I know a little bit about this shit. My 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 senior paper, my paper to get out of college was about hip hop. I ain't do no research. I wrote that bitch out. I just sat down like, where it been, where is it going? No, nothing. Did it in a couple days. Typed it up. Here you go. And we got up out of there. Oh, JT. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. JT migrate to a certain. Okay, yeah. For the most part, yeah. It ain't gonna never, bro. There's always gonna be people from other places that know who you is. Do you know when I was rapping, it was an independent label owner in LA that wanted me to move out there. He was starting to make a little noise too. I don't know what happened to him. It was a white boy. His name was Ivan Ives. He was starting to make some noise. He had a little fan base. It was mostly white folks, but he was touring off it and living off it and getting paid. And this was the MySpace days, so he took an interest in me through MySpace and was offering me a record deal with him to come live out there. But I ain't had no money to go live out there. I didn't know who I was going. I know I got family out there, but I didn't know him like that to be like, hey, can I come stay there and do music with this guy? You know what I'm saying? But it's always gonna be. I feel like it's always gonna be some people that know you somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Once you get out there and you start doing music, once you and you write about JT because they probably didn't know. Because just like JT said, they didn't travel in the Bay Area. They just stayed in the Bay making music. Master P was the one who traveled, but it's quite possible that some people knew who he was because when Master P was traveling with them records, some of them records JT was on them. So it's possible some of them had heard of who he was. People who really fans of this shit, they remember it. You'll be surprised, man. People like, oh, I remember he was on. Like I'm sitting there and like you see right now. They say, oh, the first time I heard he was on this song with these people, or they was on this song with these people. People remember. You know what I'm saying? So it's quite possible some people knew who he was. You know. LOL, Napster baby. Yeah, I was a Napster baby. get to the point. I mean, back in them days, you just get to clicking on shit. You know what I'm saying? And CD burners, all that shit was new to us. Man, we just be on there making shit. Like, go on Napster. You know what I'm saying? Type in anything. We just see shit. And what's this? We didn't even know what it was. We just seen artist names. Click, download, put the CD in there, burn. Napster started all this shit, bro. Like Napster helped this music shit spread, bro. They might didn't like it, them labels, but it helped the music spread. It got the internet got music out there more than it would have ever got out there. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was the OG in Kenya who remembered JT from the '90s. That was crazy. Right. Right. I've been seeing his name floating around. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was out. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, in probably about '94, that's when it overtook me. We stayed at Sam. I wish I could bring him on. We stayed at Sam Goody. I go and read the whole source in the aisle. I'd be standing there like, they got to make me get out. They had to make us leave. We was both into that, and we kind of both kind of sort of dipped and dabbled in that as we got older. And I know the origins of it was the stuff we was listening to, going reading through the magazines, listening to it was just like it was. That's what it was. Right. See this motherfucker, they better find somebody. I don't know who they gonna find to cover this shift. Cause I'm not staying. I'm not staying. Chopped and screwed. Yep. Yeah, man, that music got legs all the way in Kenya. Mm. That's why you can blow up so fast now, man. These little kids, man, they'll put out anything, and it'll go all over the world in like a day. That should go viral. You could drop some shit and have 50 million views in 24 hours. Like what? Doing club Shay Shay numbers. Best player, you from Mississippi. Ain't he from Mississippi, Digital Dre? Every time we, I know that now that I'm starting to think. Every time I start talking about hip hop on here, we have this conversation. And as I'm thinking, I'm trying to get the gist of how this always goes and word it. Now that I think about it, because we had this same raucous where raucous came up, and you said the same thing. They not known in the South. But I'm trying to figure out what does that mean? What does it mean? Even if they were, they what does it really mean if they wasn't known in the South? Does that mean they're not skilled artists? Does that mean they're not talented? You know what I'm saying? They still did what they did and accomplished what they accomplished regardless. I ain't got no thoughts on it. Put you up on mystical. I'm realizing that I've been missing comments. Let me go back. Man, man. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's no. Like I said, I grew. Hey, I grew up on. When it come to rap, I grew up on all of it. I listened to everything. I ain't care where nobody was from. I just like music. Shit, I had friends was like that. Why you listen to this person? They country or they this or they that. I'm like, man, what the fuck you care about shit like that when it comes to can this motherfucker rap? That's it. Or the beat sound good? Okay. Yeah, we ain't gonna draw we ain't gonna, I ain't gonna put no barriers when it come to no music. Like I said, I was listening to a motherfucker from Ethiopia that I used to get their albums. Y'all ever heard? You ever heard of Kanan Digital Dre? I don't know what happened to him. I'm gonna YouTube him and Google him, see what the hell happened to his ass. Knan. It's like I said Ethiopian, but he's Somalian. It's Somalia, Eritrea. All that is in that same little area. Like, you know what I'm saying? You'll see he kind of, if you Google him, he got that look to him. Yeah, well, yeah, he was popping. He had a song with Chubb Rock, actually. You know what I'm saying? Like a upbeat, up tempo. But he was around. I want to say this was basically the first decade of. He had an album. The one that I liked the most, it was called Troubadour. You know what I'm saying? But he had a few little albums. He was on the underground. He was moving some nice units too. You know what I'm saying? Independent. See, so that, like I could say that's about as mainstream as it get to me. I don't really listen to too much mainstream rap. A lot of people that I listen to, you probably would never hear of. They be underground. I be understand. I be understand. I be asking people on the West Coast like, yo, you like Evidence? Evidence can rap his ass off. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't be knowing who he is. And I'm like, you ever heard of a group called Dilated Peoples? And he was a member of that. They be like, oh, I heard of them before they did hear of them. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I guess I just listen to too much shit. You know? Yeah, I know you know Chud Rock. You never heard of him because you from STL. Now I guess he perhaps, like I said, he was an underground independent artist. It's always harder to hear about them. You know what I'm saying? They a lot of times do be more regional. Cause Royce was like that, really. The reason Royce is still the reason Slaughterhouse and Eminem put Royce on a bigger plateau, but Royce was pretty regional. Royce was pretty much East Coast and the Midwest. You know, yeah, everybody know Chud Rock, but he had a song with Chud Rock. So now this motherfucker from Somalia. You know what I'm saying? He rapping about the pirates in Somalia and the shit they was doing. You know them Somali hijacking. You know what I'm saying? He touched on shit like that in his music. So it was a unique thing and perspective. Because he from STL. So okay, so what did the people in St. Louis listen to? And I don't want to hear Nelly. I know he came from there, but what they listen to in St. Louis? I'm the captain now, ass nigga. Cause one thing about East Coast people back then in them days, they was biased, but as long as you could rap, they fuck with it. Like we always liked Goody Mob. We always listened to Outkast. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If they feel like you can rap, they gonna fuck with it. They don't care where you from. You know what I'm saying? So that was my experience growing up. A lot of people they just like they probably would write you off before they heard you rap if they didn't think you could rap. That's what it all boiled down to. Can you go? Can you rap? So like they automatically fuck with Jeezy. I didn't like I ain't never like I ain't really I don't like Young Jeezy. I ain't never really been a fan of Young Jeezy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I always like Gucci Man more than Jeezy. But I didn't like them ad libs. That's what was getting me. That ashy throat shit. It's hard to listen to Jeezy. I ain't like the way he said. When I listen to Jeezy, I get to go. You know what I'm saying? Let me clear my throat. But I ain't. I couldn't. I didn't understand that one. But you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say he. And now he did when he came with that. What was that album he came with? I liked that. A couple songs off that. Oh, they just put up another condo that they had that song on there. Now I like the beats. That he had good beat selection. But I always felt like that went because it catered. You know, it talked a lot about drugs. Yeah. Like I can see why they consider him one, and I can even see why it was successful. It had all the elements to be successful. He was talking about selling drugs, you know what I'm saying? And it had good beats, and I guess the ad lib, even though I didn't like it, it was considered catchy, you know what I'm saying? But I felt like, I don't know, I just always felt like Gucci was a better rapper and a slickness to things he would say. Like, it was like slick talk. But you don't have to be a fan to see why some shit worked though. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, this works. But they automatically liked him up here. Cause I know people had, like even No Limit, I know people had Cash Money CD, a lot of people, Mystical CDs, you know what I'm saying? Silk the Shocker never, and the crazy thing is, I like Silk the Shocker. I don't know why, but he had a weird style, but he knew how to make a good album. Cause pretty all Silk the Shocker albums is good. I don't give a damn what nobody say. You could say he couldn't rap. Ghetto Mafia, Decatur, Indicator, yeah. Ghetto Mafia, yeah, I remember that. Say what you want about Silk the Shocker. He knew how to make a good album. The Shocker was a good album. My favorite one was Charge It to the Game. That was a good ass album. Made Man was a good album. Never heard all of My World, My Way, and I didn't hear none of the one after that. But he knew how to make a good album. I give him that. And he made some of the best albums on No Limit. Ghetto Mafia. Remember Dirty, the pimpin' the gangster. We gonna hit the flow. Here we is, boy. Where they was from? Was they from Alabama? I think they was from Alabama. The last Mr. Big, take that shit to trial, bitch. Take that shit to trial, bitch. I never listened to Player Fly. I always heard about him, but I just never got around to him. Take that shit to trial, bitch. And he had all them same color cars. Yeah, I knew they was from Alabama. I was gonna say Alabama or Arkansas. Here we is, boy. Yeah, yeah. I still mess with Fiend. Fiend still be coming with putting out good shit. He the one that I've been the most from that No Limit era after they kind of fizzled out. Every one of them that still make music, he was the one that I probably was most impressed with. He was one of the most talented ones on there. Cause when it, like I said, I was a fan of Silk albums, but the like I liked the real ones that I liked on there. Some of C Murder shit, but it was Soldier Slim, Fiend, and Mac. Yeah, Mac. Them was my favorites on there. And I like Mystical Style, but I don't feel like his albums. I didn't like his albums more than I liked his rapping style. I remember no, Napoleon had that Ghetto Fabulous, and what was the one before Unpredictable? I like that one before he was with No Limit, and Mind the Mystical. That was Big Boy Records. It was a record label called Big Boy that kind of fizzled out. I guess they got sandwiched between No Limit and Cash Money because they was going at it with Cash Money during that time. UNLV. And I don't know exactly how many. Pastor Troy, yeah. I definitely know him. He from Georgia. You know, Pastor Troy had a baby by a midget, I think. I think he married to her or he had a baby by a midget or something like that. Um, I like that Eternal Yard Dash. That's my favorite song from Pastor Troy, Eternal Yard Dash. I'm running for nothing. I'm running for nothing. Hmm. Oh, he was dissing the shit out of Master P. Yep. Pastor Troy kind of fizzled out too. I thought Pastor Troy was gonna be bigger than what he was, cause he had them first that Universal Soldier. Keep my composure, full of that doja, Universal Soldier. Yeah. Everybody know vice versa. But I did think he was going. I thought Pastor Troy was going to go. Um, I think his shit was a little too gutter. You know what I'm saying? I thought Pastor Troy was going to go a lot further than he did. Like he had success, but I thought it was going to go longer. Hell no, motherfucking last Mr. Big, and he had all them green car, them same color cars. I forgot how he died. What about camouflage? You might not know him. Nah, camouflage from Savannah, Georgia. Oh no! When you said we ready, you talking about best player? You was talking about Mac, or you mean we deadly? Because Pastor Troy had a song called "We Ready," but I just see, so I'm confused whether you talking about. Because Mac had, you said that's Mac. Mac had "We Deadly." Or were you? Because Camouflage is from Savannah, Georgia. He got killed. Yeah. hmm He had that. Was that the one? Man, I'm telling you, bro. I think you know. I think you got to type them in. I think if you listen to some, damn. Matter of fact, I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna tag you. I know you probably gonna be like, oh, I know this motherfucker. Um, um, he had that. Pastor Troy had that Goldberg. Yeah, that Goldberg beat. He PD Pablo. PD Pablo from Fayetteville, I think. I ain't never get into his music. I like that first song he had when it first came out. When he first came out. Throw your hands up, take your shirt off, twist it around your head. When it come to North Carolina, I fuck with Little Brother, Fonte, and Big Pooh. I was actually supposed to I was actually supposed to do a song with them. Then I was talking to them behind the scenes about that years ago when they was like, you know, they wasn't popping. Like it wasn't like when they put out Minstrel Show, but it was like they was sort of declining by then. Then fast forward, it was Big Pooh. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people liked about them because they I don't know. I guess the South got a bad rap that it ain't like real hip hop music in the South, but it is, and that's what I think. Little Brother was a perfect representation. Fonte is from the country, he from like a rural town, and Pooh from Virginia, and that shit was straight bars and you know and spitting. And they got a cult following and a legacy. That shit is cherished. If you never listen to their music though, I do recommend. They got a documentary. It's free. It's on YouTube called "May the Lord Watch," where it tell their story. Even if you don't like their music, it's a entertaining ass documentary to watch. You know what I'm saying? But they was in a they was in a position to where they got caught up in the fact that that type of music was like not that type of hip hop was like not popping no more, and so they wasn't getting accepted by the South because in the South at the time it was the trap music and the crunk music and all that was taking off, so they wasn't accepted because of that as much. But they was accepted like a motherfucker in like North Carolina and Virginia. It's a market for that in North Carolina. But I think it's because a lot of New York and New Jersey and PA people live in North Carolina. So I think that also played a role in it in Virginia. But yeah, May the Lord Watch. Didn't you see it, Drake? May the Lord Watch. That's a good ass documentary. And like I said, I claim both, so I was definitely proud of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, that Fonte can rap, bro. Fonte done did songs with everybody, East Coast, West Coast, and held his own or had better verses. And he don't. And they say Drake stole his style. Drake gave him credit a lot and look up to him. And he got a foreign exchange. He got a group. It's like a R&B flavor too, because he's singing stuff too. But he got a group called Foreign Exchange. They've been nominated for Grammys. Have they won a Grammy? Foreign Exchange. That's dope too. But Fonte is dope, man. Fonte, he get his credit, but he don't get it like he should. Yeah, it's a dope ass documentary. I watched it twice. And it definitely bring back some nostalgia because man, them motherfuckers got back together and did a show out there and had the whole damn North Carolina came after all them years. And I was looking at the views on the documentary. I'm like, bro, y'all got a nice fan base out here. Like all these people came to watch this. Like, you know what I'm saying? We remember what was that dude? Better watch for the hook. No, hey. Slim Cat. Was it Slim Calhoun? He was in the Dungeon Family, I know that. No, Cool Breeze. I said Slim Cal. Who is Slim Calhoun? Cool Breeze had to watch for the hook. Slim Calhoun, Slim Calhoun. Who is that? Was he in the Dungeon Family? Why he popped in my head? What did he have? Slim Calhoun. Yo, y'all heard of, y'all from the Midwest? I know y'all heard of do they ghostwriters still record for themselves? I know Pooh, they probably Fonte probably ghostwrite because I think Fonte has made money like that. And I know Pooh was out in few years back. He was out writing some songs for Dre because he did an interview with. But I don't think Dre picked his songs, but he was out there writing for Dre. You know what I'm saying? Somebody was telling me that, like a friend of mine was telling me years ago, and he came back a couple years ago, like, bro, I'm telling you, I've been told you years ago, you need to look into the ghostwriting. Like, I don't know how to even get started with that, like, how to do that. He was telling me I can write it, I need to look into it. I know I can do it, but I just don't even know how to, go about that and all that. Like, but okay, yeah, okay, Slim Calhoun, yeah, I was Cool Breeze. Yeah, and Pooh, he got a good ass album too. He put out like a year or two, a year and a half ago, to Dream in Color. All right, Dre. Yeah, I'm about to get off here in a minute too. Damn, it's been three hours. We be talking about rap, time be going by fast as hell. And everybody's starting to show up. What time is it? Let me see. Oh, 9:46. So I'm gonna get up out of here 2:30 anyway. Mm-hmm. Dudgeon family. I remember Goody Mob. Was that they had that? I used to love that. They don't dance no more. With CeeLo, that video used to crack me up. And CeeLo had his head on that little boy body. Why every time somebody come over here, y'all always want me to dance for you? I'm gonna call child support on y'all. Cause I'm gonna call child abuse on y'all. Hey, hit the like button, man. Hit the like button. A lot of everybody been through here today. They ain't even hit the like button on your boy. But anyway, we coming in at 3 minutes, 3 hours and 10 minutes. About to get up off here. Appreciate y'all tapping in, man. It's an early morning live. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the chat. Digital Dre, best player, Napoleon. Uh, Hot to John podcast. Absol 101. Who else came through here? That might be all. Stock Sniper, salute Stock Sniper TV came through. And And I want to say that might be it. Yeah, salute to everybody came through chat, man. Thanks for tapping in. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button on your way out. Ivy the real only all lowercase at gmail.com. You know what I'm saying? That's the email. Ivy the real only all lowercase on IG and TikTok. Anybody want to support the channel? $ JBARMS. Super chat, super thanks. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Got something to do in a few minutes up here anyway, so appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Salute.